Hey guys, how you guys doing? It's your boy, trying something new again. Um, Today we're gonna be doing a Go video, just me trying to learn Go again. The IEMs I'm using today are the Let's Sure S12s. Let me just get that in. Let's Sure S12s. I'm using, for the cable, I switched out the cable because I didn't like it. It's the Yinyu 16 core cable. And I'm using a Tempotech Sonata for the USB DAC amp. So let's get into coding, shall we? There we are. So I'm going to be doing type assertion, type conversion, and stingers today. These two are the same tutorial, and then this one. This will probably be the last Go video I do, because all I'm trying to do right now is just learning the syllabus. The actual exercises, they're just to improve your ability at coding, whereas the syllabus teaches you everything that you should know. So I just recommend doing all of them. I'm just doing the syllabus and then I'll come back to doing the exercises, but the syllabus is like the main stuff that teaches you what to do. Hopefully it's not scuffed again and I don't have to cheat, but you never know. Start an editor. There we are. Describe number should return a string describing the number. Okay, so let's take a look at this. Okay, Jen wants the number to return like this. This is number 2.0, including 1-digit decimal. Okay, so believe it's just return fmt.sprintf. This is the number, and then percentage dot 1f comma f. Like that. If I do run tests, I'm gonna have to import fmt, aren't I? Yeah. I write import like that just because this lets me add imports later just by adding a new line for the import. Let's see if that works. For test ran, describe the number. This is a number. Let me just see what these ones said. Describe, yep. Describe number box. That's just this next one, isn't it? That's fine. Okay, describe a number box. The journal wants number boxes to return the strings like. Hang on, I just need some water. Sorry. So box containing number 2.0. Again, including 1 digit after the decimal. Let me just put this there, just so it's out of the way. Output, this is a box containing the number 12.0, number box containing. It should just be. Return and describe number bracket nb dot number float 64. I'm just doing it like this so that I can reuse the previous described number, but because it only takes a float, I need to convert the number from this into a float. So you just surround nb.number into a float 64. That should work, no? 3 tests failed. This is the number. This is a box. Whoops. Containing the number 4.0. Now I see. Hang on, I'm just wondering, couldn't I just do func get number, which takes f float 64, right? Returns it as a string. This might be overkill, but you know what? Over engineering things is how I do things. Printf. And then I could just do, what is it? Number percentage dot 1f because it's the same. Then instead of like this, I could do this is the number spec. This is the plus get number bracket f. If I run that, does that still work? f&t as printf format percentage. Oh, whoops. Yep. Then in here, I do f&t.print. That's fine. In here, I do return. This is a box containing the plus get number bracket float 64 bracket nb dot nb dot run test. Nice. Over engineering things. Let's see. Jen needs a helper function to extract the number from a fancy number box. If the fancy number box is a fancy number, extract its value and convert it from a string to an int. Any other type of fancy number box should return 0. Should return the integer of a fancy number and 0 if any other fancy number box is supplied. Okay, I'm assuming, sorry, that fancy number box, the value of fancy number box returns fancy number dot n, right? So the value function just returns fancy number dot n. So all I need to do is do fancy number box. Hang on, so extract fancy number box should return the integer value for fancy number. So that's just return fnb dot value, right? That just returns the value of the fancy number box. Now I just need to implement the check. So what's this? Use a type as in check is a fancy number. Get the string from the value method. Use str_conv atoy. To convert string to an integer, we can throw away the error since we want 0 if it cannot be converted to an int. Use type as an show this is a fancy number. You know what? Guess what time it is? It's cheating time because I have no idea. Solutions. Just want to see what they do. Okay, switch fnb dot type. Okay, so it's checking the type. Case fancy number I struck on for return I default to return 0. Okay, I just want to do it by the most recent one because I want to see what the most recent person did for it. Yeah, they just use a switch. Okay, let me copy this. Because I might need to refactor it later. Yeah, so you switch on it, and then let me just tab this in because indentation is key for all programming languages. fnb.type, that's just getting the specific type of it. So you do dot and then bracket type. I'm assuming that that's something in Go, where normally you could just do type. Hang on, in Flutter, there's like runtime types, so I'm assuming it's the same in Go. Go get type. How to find type of an object in Go. Yep. What? Yeah, it does have a type of, because I was thinking Java and something else have types. So, okay, so that makes sense. Using string formatting, you can do type of and then just convert it like this. That I understand because we've done sprintf. You may not have seen it, but if you do the track with exercism, it teaches you sprintf. Reflect.typeof. This type of modifier is available in Java, and I think it may be available in Flutter, but the one that I use in Flutter is just runtime type. So this just gets a type, but use the reflex package. Exercism doesn't teach you the reflex package, and they wanted type assertions. So this one tells you how to do it, type assertions. So why is it just dot bracket type? I want to understand that. Allowing grouping types, for example, recognize all int 32, int 64, uint 32, uint 64 types as int. Okay. Hang on. So because we're doing a switch and we're essentially just calling fnb, we're passing it the type that we want, and we just want to retrieve the type. So say for example you do fnb dot and then value, you just do value without the parentheses around it, right? But that would actually execute the method. I'm assuming fnb bracket type just retrieves the actual type of the fancy number from the fancy number box, because you're not actually calling anything inside the interface, you're just calling the type of the number inside of it. So you don't want to know what the value is yet, you just want to know whether it is whatever type is inside that fancy number box. So all we're doing now is we're checking if it is a fancy number. It will return I or an underscore. I is just the number that's inside of the fancy number, and then underscore is any error or like presence detection. You don't care if it's present or not, you just care about the number. So you do strconv atoy fnb.value. Strconv is just string convert. Atoy is atoy. It also exists in the C, but I've forgotten what atoy actually means. Atoy. It's just string to int to string. Okay, so string convert is just a whole library, and then atoy is string to int, and then itoa is just int to string. I don't know why it's a represents the string, but if you just remember that I at the end means to int, and then I in the beginning means integer to whatever. So up here I just do strconv because I want to import strconv, and then default return to 0, because in here it says any number besides a fancy number should just return 0. So if I run tests on this, it should pass. Yep. Describe a fancy number box. Okay, let me see this. If the fancy number box is a fancy number, Jen wants to string to say this is fancy number box containing the number. Any other type of fancy number should say this is a fancy number box containing the number. Okay, so I'm assuming I could just do this. Control Shift K. Control V. Oh, what am I doing? Return, and then all I need to do is do this is a fancy number box containing number. This is a fancy box containing, whoops, oh my god, containing the space plus get number bracket. I'm going to reuse this get number and I'm just gonna pass it extract fancy number bracket fnd. So all it's gonna do is get the fancy number from here, switch it, either return the number or 0, and it's going to return as an integer. So I need to wrap this in a float. Or what I could do, that's a float already. That's normal. Yeah, I'll just wrap it in a float because that'll be easier. Float 64. So gets the number from this, turns it into float 64, and then just literally chucks it to get number. Get number just prints out the number as a float with 1 decimal point. I mean one value after the decimal point. Sorry. Check value run test. This is a fancy box containing the should increase it from 10 to 14. Nice. Okay. So last one. This is the main function Gen needs, which takes any input. The empty interface means any value at all. Interface describe anything should delegate to the other functions based on the type of value passed in. More specifically, int and float should both delegate to a described number. Okay, so hang on. So describe anything should delegate any other function based on the type of value passed in. Okay, so I'm assuming I can just switch I dot bracket type, right? And then all it will do is, if it's case int do return describe number bracket, what is it? Describe number is a float, so it'll just be I dot value. Float 64 I dot, I'm assuming it's value. Then we have case int case float 64. Both of them would shunt to this, right? Then you have number box should delegate to describe number box. Okay, case number box should return a, what's it, describe number box. I don't know why I said it weird like that. Describe number box NB. You know what, I'm assuming that this will just you know what, I'm going to separate this out. Because if there's already a float, I don't need to do it again. This one, I'll just pass in base fancy number box describe fancy number box. And then what's this other one? Anything else, so defaults to return to sender. Run test. Cannot convert I variable type interface to type float 64. What have I done wrong? Really? That's kind of annoying. So value colon equals, and then just switch I to value. So my code is right, it's just that Value, that's fine. Square fancy number box. Value. There we go. I just want to see if I put a case low 64 there and then remove this. Will it still work? Missing return. Where? Is it possible to chain go multiple pieces thing turn? So I know you can do it in other languages, but I don't know if you can do it in Go. Ah, you need commas. Face of type 64. Where's that? Need type assertion. Don't know why that's the case. Whoops. Wait. Run this. Nice. Mark is complete. Confirm. Show me more. Nice. So we just completed two because type conversion and type assertion were the same one. Now into stringers. Hang on one sec. Sorry about that, I just got called somewhere. Let's go back. So, cool. So add a string method to the temperature unit type. Is already created for you and represents the temperature unit. Note that there are already two constants created for you that are type Celsius here, Fahrenheit there, representing a temperature in Celsius and Fahrenheit respectively. Add a string method to the temperature unit type so it satisfies the stringer interface. The method must return degree C if the temperature unit is Celsius or degree F if the temperature unit is Fahrenheit. Okay, so Celsius unit, temperature unit. You know what? Let's do some cheating. Because I physically don't know what to do. You know what? Let me just see. Does it have anything about how to do that? Okay, so you have type stringer interface string. Yeah. Okay. Func SC string. I'm wondering how. Let me just sort by most recent. Let me just look at this. Ah. Okay, so that makes a lot more sense. So if I just chuck that there. So func unit temperature unit. So this is the temperature unit that you get passed, right? You do it as a string. Where is it? It's this one. So you have a distance units type, right? Distance unit type, it has whatever. You don't need to pay attention to that. Then underneath it, you have a string, which just takes the same unit, right? You call it whatever. String. Switch on the unit because you want to switch on the actual unit of this temperature unit. If the unit is Celsius, like here, return degree C. If the unit is Fahrenheit, return degree F. Else, what was the else condition? I don't like how this dude has done it. I understand like doing it on one line, like save space, but the best way to do things is add white space so that you can read it easier. Because cool, everything's on one line, but it doesn't mean that it's readable. TT string undefined. Am I gonna have to do it for all of them? Am I gonna have to do movie to the following error 57.2? 83. Yeah, there's nothing wrong with this code here. Okay. Consist of an integer and a temperature unit. They should be formatted as in an example below. For that to happen, make the temperature type implement the stringer interface by adding a string method to it. This method should return a string with the numeric value of the temperature, and the temperature unit is separated by space. Okay. Well, that's why I'm going to scroll down. Oh, I'm stupid. I could have just done that. Okay, yeah. Because I literally done it earlier. Imports. Do it. Then I just do func. It takes as a string of the temperature type. It should take what? Temperature. Temperature should return a it should be string. Then it should just do return .sprintf. And what does it want? It just wants %d, %s, comma, temp.degree, temp.unit, right? And if I run. Yeah. Okay, after lengthy discussion, the team has agreed that the unit of wind speed will be either kilometers per hour or miles per hour. The values should be formatted as the examples below. For that to happen, make the speed unit type implement the stringer interface by adding a string method to it. Okay. So, func, speed. Oh, whoops! It's just func unit, right? Unit speed unit string. Whoops. And then it should return. Oh wait, I need the case, don't I? Switch on unit. Right, if the case is km per hour, miles per hour, right? And then if it's miles per hour, mph. Km per hour. Run this. Cool. Let me just check. That's what this dude did. Kilometers per miles per hour, 10. Then we have a stringer. Add a string method to speed. Func. Speed. String. Let me just add a space there. Return fmt.sprintf %d %s whoops comma speed.magnitude speed.unit, right? Then add a string with the meteorology data. I'm just going to assume func data meteorology data, can't spell, string. Then what does it want to look like? God dang. 10. Let's print off. Percentage s colon space percentage D percentage S. Ah, yeah, percentage S because it's a string now. Then you have comma win percentage S at percentage S, comma, then 60% percentage D. I believe I'll need a backslash for the percentage, won't I? No, oh, that's interesting. Percentage. Unit bit 2. Then all you need to do is percentage S for the location. Then you have temperature. So you just do temperature dot string, right? I believe it's temperature dot string. M dot, oh whoops. M dot data dot location, data dot temperature. Oh, I'm assuming that when you just call the thing like temperature, because I'm calling the string, it will automatically run the toString method on it. That makes sense. Unless I've completely misunderstood that, but you know what? Good enough. In direction, data dot wind speed, data dot humidity. Run test. Mashallah. Alright, cool. And that's it for Go. Thank you for watching. The next video that I will do today, at least, is some stuff on probably a monkey type, and then I may do a gaming stream later on today. Maybe not, depends on if my mates want to play games. But the next language that I'll learn is going to be, I can show you real quick actually. Dashboards, tracks. So there is either C#, Clojure, Common Lisp, Elixir, Elm, F#, Java, JavaScript, Python, Ruby, Rust, Swift. So I already know Dart, Java, and Python. I'm not going to do C# because C# is mainly for, well, it's mainly for like Windows PCs, and if you're running a Windows system, and that's like when C# actually like comes out of the shell. So I don't want to do C#. Clojure is a maybe. There's only 9 concepts. Common Lisp has 27, Elixir has 57, Elm has 12, F# has 14, Java I can skip because I already know Java. JavaScript has 31. Python has 14, but I already know it, so I can skip it. Ruby has 16, Rust has 13, and Swift has 41. From what I've seen when applying for jobs, Go, Rust, Python, Kotlin, JavaScript, Java, and C# and C++ are really popular. Dart, no, not so much. But I'm probably going to learn Rust next, just because it's one of the most newest ones. But yeah, if you guys want to see me do a couple Rust videos, I'll probably upload them. If you have a recommendation on which language you want me to learn next, please leave a comment down below. But yeah, please like, subscribe, leave a comment down below of any content you want me to produce, or any like questions you have. If you want me to contribute in any open source stuff that you're working on, please leave a comment or contact me. I'll find a way to help you. If you want me to do any like tutorial videos, I'll do some tutorials. I uploaded a tutorial on how to remove some bloatware from Android devices yesterday. But yeah, please leave a like, comment, and subscribe. Thank you for watching.